Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Haikyuu to the Top on episode 20 or Haikyuu to the Top season 2 on episode 7. Now, this episode right here was actually pretty slick, not too bad. Well, okay, I think it's pretty slick, and we get to see the one who's been on the show spotlight lately throughout this episode. That's at least 70% of the episode, the way how I'm going to calculate it, even if it's off, is Shinsuke or something, taking over Ojiro Aran number 4, their ace, and he's just gonna substitute to tide them over, etc. That's all he is. No need to put your guard up against me all the time, and even so, it's only natural to feel a little like prepared, because sometimes someone who's replacing another player could always feel a little nerve-wracking. It's only natural to feel that way when you're in that more mental fortitude in terms of what's going on here and there. That aside, we get to know about Kita Shinsuke for a while. When we get to see his backstory, it seems like to me he's just this guy who apparently does things on a daily basis or a ritual. Like, we've seen his backstory where he cleans up bathrooms, cleans up the balls, get things ready, gives criticism when it shows it, and he does give criticism to his teammates when it happens, And when he plays, it's not like it's really special or something he stands out on. There's something about him that allows him to get his teammates' mental fortitude back in place. It's like this. Like I said, when it came to his backstory shown throughout this episode, I mean, Shinsuke, like him, he shows up every once in a while. It's like he's not a star, but when the presence takes the whole court, yeah. Not to mention, we get to know when he tried to play volleyball in middle school and high school, he never get the chance to play. That's how it was. I mean, literally. You guys don't believe me? Watch the episode yourself. That's if you are up to date. That's how Keita Shinsuke felt, throughout the times, he never did anything unnecessary, and his words were always precise. His plays needs a little bit of work, but they were always thorough. There was something in him that is overflowing with confidence. It's not saying oh, I'm stronger and better than any other players. It's confidence by saying, I'm not going to mess this up, And like I said, when it came to Rintaro, their number 10 of Inarizaki, comes in to say, he says Kita never played the game until his 3rd year, Even when Even when he was in middle school, he was never a starting lineup. They never gave him a uniform at all, But his words seem to be always precise and always important, when it comes to practice and everything. I mean, it's considered better than average of his skills and abilities, but when it comes to practice, he absolutely knows how to pull it off, The best praise you can get to Shinsuke is not to be surprised at all, And we get to know his daily routine and his backstory, how he cleans up the balls, etc. And eventually, he is given a uniform to play. And he actually showed emotion, He may seem like a robot that doesn't care, We've seen that in a lot of characters. But this guy, when he finally got a uniform, he finally cried tears of happiness that he gets to play, Or even gets to be on the team. Or even be in the first lineups whatsoever. Which is really emotional, honestly. I mean, this guy doesn't seem like he's standing out, right? That much I can tell you. But Kita Shinsuke, it's when it comes to his presence or his timing to help his teammates, it actually turns the tide. No matter, it's like this. I'm just going to do what I need to do. There's nothing to feel nervous about it. Nothing at all, And we have to it that the coach throws Shinsuke in there to prolong that despair of the other team. And eventually they took the set, with their number 10 of Inarizaki having to score. But the coach also says whenever there's a difference in the scores, the second years either panic or let their guard down. And by that time, your mentality will be very weak. Kita's the only one who's able to whip him back in shape. So So pretty much Kita pretty much puts him back into shape, etc. And he ends up giving criticism to Mia Atsumu, who's pretty much the freaking crazy server of like jump floaters or spike serves, you know, etc. And he pretty much tells Mia Atsumu to keep doing jump floaters, you know, to mess up Nishinoya, and that's what he did, you know. I mean, when it comes to Shinsuke, you know, the scary part is like he's always right and precise about this stuff. Like he will get them to like do this correctly, etc. Because he's been analytical, and this guy, he's a freaking top academic motherfucker, okay? We get to see a backstory that he got 100s, man. It's like he never failed at all, etc. And we get to know that that Inarazaki seems to take the advantage, but eventually that will be turned around, you know? I mean, Inarazaki managed to take the second set, and now they're going to the third set, but right now Karasuno takes the lead with Kageyama blocking Ojiro Iron's spike alone, and then it's pretty much 2-3. Inarazaki has 2 points and Karasuno has 3 points, you know, etc. All I know is that number 10, I think Rintaro whatsoever, he apparently finds Kageyama, their setter, much more scary than their their blocker Suki, you know? Which I think I can understand why, but I guess he just doesn't understand that Kageyama is just a very powerful, talented guy that's meant to be a genius somehow, you know? I don't know, but all I know is that's how it is. Next episode is called Hero. Now, this is what I was hoping for, you know? Like Inarazaki winning the second set and going into the third set. I expected that to happen. It should happen because Inarazaki, if they are meant to be second favorite to win this entire national tournament, they have to show at least what they're truly capable of, and that's what they did in the second set. And when it came to mental fortitude, that's another thing. But there's always other players such as Keita Shinsuke who apparently stood out throughout this episode, you know? He somehow could whip him back into mental shape when it counts, and that's what he did. And that's what he did, you know? I mean, like, all I know is, like I said, he didn't stand out. He doesn't seem like very important, but there's something about him, like I said, that seems to that he knows how to whip his teammates back in shape because he's always precise. He's not lying behind his words. He's not causing any issues whatsoever. That's what he is, you know? And we get to know his backstory, etc. And he's not just some freaking robot that does a routine all the time, you know, or ritual. Yeah. Anyways, I thought him having a spotlight was pretty nice, and the fact that he's able to get the mental fortitude back into shape, that's something that's very good, you know? But like I said, the third set, like, it's like this when it comes to football. Like, the first half you could do so well, but the second half is where it's gonna either you make it or break it. And now that Karasuno's in the third set with Inarazaki, just like how it was with Alba Josai, you know, and for many, and possibly for another team I remember, I don't know, but all I know is like Karasuno facing Alba Josai and Shiratorizawa, you know, etc. I'm pretty sure they could get through this, but knowing that Inarazaki's there, they're not playing around either. They're not to be undermined at all. So the third set is really important, I guess, in other cases when it comes to any games, you know, depending on how you prolong the game, you know, it's either how much stamina you got left and either you make it or break it. I know I'm doing this rambling on like an idiot, but hey, man, it is what it is. Looking forward to see how this goes. I mean, like, this is it's all pressuring right now because it's like, okay, we're in the final set. We gotta win this, but at the same time, you gotta concentrate and keep yourself in check because when it comes to mental fortitude, it can affect an ailment onto your body, and I know that for sure because I went through it myself. So until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alphazito. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!